Hello again, everybody. I'm back from vacation, back in familiar surroundings, my apartment. And since nothing really has been going on, since school hasn't really started yet, I thought I'd review one of the movies that I saw over the winter break. And I so wanted this movie to be great because I was disappointed by the first one. And that movie is The Hobbit 2, The Desolation of Smaug. With the Hobbit trilogy, I want to have that same feeling that I had when I first saw the Lord of the Rings trilogy. That feeling of awe and wonder at this new world that's been laid out before me on a big screen. I just can't seem to get into The Hobbit, and there are a few reasons why, and there's some good things that they've done, but they're just the bad things that have kept going and going that just pull me right out of the movie, and that's kind of the reason why I'm doing this review. And I feel like I need to mention that, of course, this is just my opinion, and I am in no ways a movie critic, but there were some things that just bugged the crap out of me. Oh, and this also goes without saying, spoiler alert! So first I'm going to start off with some things that I actually liked about The Hobbit 2, and then move on to the things that I had problems with. So one of the big things that I really liked about this film was the fact that it was a lot less childish than The Hobbit 1. You got to see more of the growing evil in Middle-earth, and you got to see Bilbo go a little bit crazy when he lost his ring and just like go apeshit on a spider and just like stab it nonstop until he got his ring back. That whole aspect of maturity I really liked about this film. Along the same lines of the maturity thing, I really liked the idea of the Gandalf-Sauron face-off in one part of the movie. And that's one of the things I liked about Fellowship of the Ring, where you got Gandalf and Sauron fighting, or doing their wizard duel, and I just love that idea of the wizards fighting back and forth and you can't really see anything that's going on. It's just kind of mystical power. But in The Hobbit 2, definitely like the Sauron and Gandalf fight scene. Even though it was kind of short, but it was still really cool. I'm just glad that they could find a spot for it. Lastly, I have to say Smaug was the absolute best in this film. I loved the dragon scenes. Even though some of them were a bit cheesy, but the animation on Smaug was awesome. And thumbs up to Benedict Cumberbatch for the voice of Smaug also. And now for my gripes. I want to keep this section short because there are a lot of things that I had problems with, so I'm just going to talk about the things that really took me out of the movie and that bugged the crap out of me. Now when it comes to changing the storyline of books, I'm a little bit okay with it if they actually do an improvement on the storyline. However, in The Hobbit 2, there were a lot of changes that I don't really think actually improved the storyline. It kind of made it a little worse and just took away from everything. And one of those things is Bayon. He's supposed to be this really cool dude who can turn into a bear whenever he wants, and he's just a total badass. But they kind of downgrade him in the film to a guy who just serves milk to the dwarves and just gives them some horses and kind of says, "Oh, danger's coming," and then they hightail it out of there. They could have actually spent more time developing his character instead of just some random backwoodsman who's serving milk to dwarves. So there's also a dwarf elf love triangle, and also a Lake Town storyline that really is not that interesting, and it could have just been left out of the entire movie. Going back to the love triangle, just because you have a female character doesn't mean you have to have her fall in love with someone just to make her relatable to other characters. You can make her a total badass and people want to be just like her, not have her fall in love with some loser Legolas and some dwarf that's locked up in prison. Yeah, that's a great role model. Have someone chase after a pouty, annoying man, or go after someone who's in prison. Yeah, that's great. As for the Lake Town plot, you basically have some guy who wants to stay in power and is just an asshole to this other guy who didn't really do anything. It's just all his family that he doesn't like. So, I mean, that's basically it. One of the things that really took me out of the movie was the fact that they reused lines and themes and just there was something kind of sloppy about the whole thing. Such gems as Kingsfoil, that's a weed, and it's not our fight. But aren't we part of this world? And finally, that brings me to one of the last gripes that I have about the movie. This, of course, is the totally made up and unneeded fight scene between the dwarves and Smaug. The whole fight scene basically ends up with Smaug going,
"Wait a second. That Bilbo Baggins, about 30 minutes ago, told me that he was a barrel rider. I know who also uses barrels. Lake Town. I wonder if he's in league with Lake Town. I definitely wouldn't want to finish this fight with these dwarves because they seem totally unprepared for a fight with a dragon, so I think I'll just go to Lake Town right now."
and so then Smaug then flies off and then goes to go decimate something. So those are some of my likes and dislikes about The Hobbit 2. If you agree with me, let me know how you felt about the movie, and if you disagree, please write down below in the comments why you think I'm a total idiot and what you liked about the movie. And I totally almost forgot. I finally reached over 1,000 views on my YouTube channel. So thank you everyone for viewing all my videos and giving me thumbs up and comments. I really appreciate it. And if you want to keep watching more of these videos and see my smiling face every other now and then, click down below to subscribe to my channel and you'll see all my videos whenever they come up, whenever you log on to YouTube. So, again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again later.